Hello, Luke.
Hi there. Thanks for
How you
having me.
doing?
I'm good. I'm loving this tech. It's awesome.
Yeah, and you've got a fantastic setup there.
Well, this
with
is it.
your-
I've committed to the virtual world, but I've not used this before, so I'm loving it.
Yeah, good man, good man. Well, Luke, we'll get straight into it today. But first, if you give a little introduction to yourself and Sleeping Giant, and then we'll get into the 3 tips that you've got for everyone today.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks very much. Yeah, so my name's Luke. I'm the CEO of Sleeping Giant Media and Giant Campus. So we're focused around digital marketing. We help to get relevant traffic to our clients' websites. So we don't do websites, but we look at how we can leverage those and make them more effective and achieve the kind of the objectives the client wants. I've been doing it for now 12 years. I started in a dining room. I'm now back in a dining room. It's gone full circle. And yeah, and I've been doing loads and loads of talks over the last 6 months around how businesses can use digital in the times of a pandemic and a crisis, and hopefully share some relevant tips that might help you guys to sort of take the next step with your digital.
Fantastic, great. Well, let's get into it. What's the first one you've got, Luke?
Yeah, cool. So the first thing to say is I talk a lot about this, and it's around the restart-up mentality. So a lot, obviously, the pandemic in itself is pretty negative, and there's a huge around kind of news, as we've all kind of seen, and it gets really, really negative. And what we try to do is reframe that. So we focus on, rather than bouncing back and looking at how we return to normal, it's actually creating the new world. So the first thing I would say is look at this as where you can. I know it's challenging, but for some businesses particularly, there's an opportunity to find new opportunities and leveraging new channels, thinking about new skill sets that you might have to learn, this sort of stuff being one of them. And you guys, obviously you guys are a perfect example of that in the networking of having to pivot your entire proposition to an online. So it's using this as an opportunity. And if you can do that better, more effectively than your competitors, that is the first thing that I'd focusing on, is that positivity as well.
Absolutely. And in terms of channels and things like that, where businesses may want to try new things at this time, have you seen particular growth in areas within your own client base that they are trying new channels?
Yeah, I mean, firstly, digital, broadly speaking, has seen a kind of an uptick. Generally, there's lots more activity online, and that's one of the third points that I was going to, which is actually broken into 3 separate sections, is around social media. So really focusing on that. It's seen a 45% increase in engagement during the pandemic. It's seen a 60% increase in usage as well. So it's significantly increased, as you would expect, because we can't do the events and things that we used to do in the way that we did them. And when you're on those channels, the three things I really would focus on was, number one is authenticity and validity. So making sure that you are yourself and it's a valid thing. Don't try and piggyback on the pandemic. That's really not cool. Safety and compliance. Even if you don't think that you're, for example, I use a hairdresser as an example. We never used to worry about health and safety when we went to have a haircut, but we do now. So making sure that you're covering all of those. And finally, for social media, focusing on personal brand values as well. So making sure that you as an individual, are talking about this, because this is a really human challenge, and it's really important that we sort of talk, as face-to-face as we can, but anchoring that back to your business, so that, you don't have to do viral videos, but you should do something that makes you stand out related to your business as well.
Absolutely. And we probably jumped the gun there with a point. So there's maybe one left, is there?
There is. Well, the other one I was going to say is that there's we talk about the pandemic, and we talk about the change curve, and I think we might be going through another change curve at the moment. But what we've been focusing on is getting businesses to think about the new world. So thinking about what their business is going to be like in 6 months, in a year's time. And I've got 3 really simple questions, and I'll follow up with loads of links, because all of this has got sort of relevant downloads and things, and there's no sign-up requirements. It's hopefully just of use. But posing these 3 simple questions: what behaviors will change? How's that going to impact your business? And then what are the opportunities? And if you pose that to your team, to yourself, you'll find that you'll have loads and loads of ideas that you can then reshape, replan, and reinvent your business, and then use digital to help market that more effectively.
Fantastic, great. Yeah, I've seen the resource center that you've got on your website. So if you could share the link in the chat after this, that would be fantastic. And we'll also follow that up for everyone. And there's some useful resources that you can just find on there to answer those questions. But Luke, it's a good perspective. Thanks for sharing. We'll go from your real plants back to the virtual plants shortly.
Indeed.
So thanks very much, Luke. Thanks for joining us.